Hello everybody, and welcome back to the final, I want to say episode, but it's not going to be the last episode, it's going to be the last series of episodes, for The Last Door. Hopefully we're going to get a little recap here. We are. Previously on The Last Door. After escaping from his burial, Devitt finds himself in a cellar of London's darkest slum, the Old Nickel Rookery. In his pockets, he has a ticket for a show called The Four Witnesses. Devitt walks through the misty streets following a strange man who seems to guide him. He learns the legend of the Simurgh, the king of birds. Following its trail through a dreamlike land of fog, Devitt finally meets Alexander, a member of the secret group Devitt and his friends had at school. Alexander welcomes Devitt and speaks of an entity called the Bird that has been calling them ever since the experiment they conducted back then. There is no turning back. Oh, well. I have made my mind. I'm ready. What are we doing? Go on. Do it. Okay, cool. Do it. Do it. Cool. So I have no idea what they did. There we go. We're gonna scoot on past that. Can you see all the stars twinkling in the black outer abyss? All the constellations traced by human eyes in long-distant eras? Look now at the forest in the valley, to the old tower, from the last tree in the distance to the stars in the sky, and even the stones beneath our feet are just silhouettes that hide the truth from our poor senses. Ancient shadows that hang over the veil that hides the world, as if it were the curtain of a theater. The veil separates the truth from the lie. This dude's on some Edgar Allan Poe noise. I'm digging it. Not actually. He's in some old literature noise. And I can definitely dig that. The Vale is a place, Devitt. A place of mists. Anthony's great abilities brought you here, but his influence will soon fade away. The mask of lies will descend over your eyes once again. Is this an as above, so below thing? You must find the door, as I did. The door that gives passage through the veil. Open it, and we will walk together beyond the mist. Oh, is this the guy? I suppose you're wondering why I called you so urgently. I cannot deny it. Your letter was truly mysterious. I have been traveling, Doctor, to Scotland. Have you heard about the massacre of St. Gall? Why, yes. The tragic event has been the continued object of speculation and grim rumor in every newspaper in England. For weeks now, pamphlets have claimed that all kinds of macabre things took place. But I don't understand. How is all this connected with my patient? He was there. I'm afraid he's one of the victims. Dear God! Enthusiasm. What was the cause of those awful deaths? No one knows for sure. The victims were inflicted with terrible wounds. All of them had an expression of utmost terror on their faces. I think he's talking about what happened at the school. Maybe. Unless that's like an actual historical event. I don't know. I'll figure that out when I edit. And I'll put something up here. I'll see if I can Google it. Like right about here. Are you telling me my patient has been murdered? Murdered? Thankfully, no. Please excuse me for alarming you. I did not mean to give this impression. Devitt was attacked, but survived. What was Devitt doing there? Many years ago, the St. Gall Hospital was a boarding school. Okay, yep, nope, never mind. Ignore everything that I said about putting it up there. That's what we're talking about. It appears that both your patient and Mr. Beechworth spent a part of their youth there, youth together there. We can assume that Herr Devitt was investigating something. He believed he had found a clue related to his friend's death. What happened to him then? It seems the criminal was caught by Herr Devitt in the midst of the act. Then he tried to do the same thing to Devitt that he had done to the others. Fortunately, the nuns arrived in time to unearth him from the coffin. Herr Devitt was hospitalized. The nurses report that he remained unconscious for an entire day. I suspect you did not find Mr. Devitt in the hospital. Indeed, he was already gone by the time I had arrived. I have not been able to determine his whereabouts since. I see. What conclusions do you draw from all of these circumstances? I have some theories, but I would prefer not to reveal them until events have unfolded. In all of them, there is a fundamental element whose role has not yet been revealed. And what leads you to this conclusion? It is something that the Holy Sisters found beside Herr Devitt within the coffin. An empty hypodermic needle with traces of an unknown substance. Do I get to start exploring now? Or is there more exposition? Episode 4. Ancient Shadows. I'm sure this is the place. Alexander's house must be just ahead. He seems to be walking faster in this one than he has in the other ones. Which is a dumb thing to say, because it's all like same engine, same game, everything. He's probably not, but... It's quite odd that the door was latched from the outside. It's too dark, I can't see. Is that what's gonna happen? No, they're not gonna tell me that, but it is too dark and I cannot see. It's latched. I can't open it from this side. No one is answering. Perhaps I should go inside anyway. I'll just tell the household that I'm an old friend, come to visit. Footsteps. There must be someone upstairs. Is that gonna happen? No. So, I will go upstairs. Hello? Alexander! There's a scribbled annotation in this piece of paper. The veil is something we sense in our innermost being, incessantly. In vain do we waste our lives craving to tear through. It is Ja-Ilithal, the curtain behind which the great wings beat. Inside its ancient mist inhabit the shadows of those who left. The table holds nothing but a box with the description, laudanum, to be taken in case of anxiety. It is empty. So he's just super doped up. Alexander, it's me, Devitt. I'm sorry if I started to. I heard footsteps. When I was downstairs, I could have sworn I'd heard footsteps. Were they yours, or is someone else in the house? For a moment, I felt a flash of hope that he was looking at me, but he's unresponsive. What's going on? You told me I should come here, and I came as soon as I could. Can you tell me what's happening here? He gives no answer, but persistently stares at something nearby. He appears to be in some kind of hypnotic trance. Is everything all right? Why are you sitting in a wheelchair? Are you hurt, maybe? Can you stand? He's staring blankly at some distant point, as if he has not heard my question at all. Alexander, please say something. I don't know what to do. I don't understand just what happened to him. Can I, like, pull the curtain? A misty dock overlooks a gray ocean. Gulls wheel overhead. The cuckoo clock is covered with dust. It seems to be missing an important piece. The bird. the face of the clock has been turned. So, okay, hold on. So that's 11:15? Yeah, that stopped at 11:15. Or, if we were to rotate that, then that would be... it would be 8 o'clock. So it's 11:15 or 8 o'clock. Let's see if we can't find somebody else. Who are you? A portrait of an old man. Maybe a ship captain. It looks like he's trying to guard this chest with his stern glare. A huge chest made of oak wood. There's a large iron hook inside. I'll take this hook. There was a fragment of a diary under the hook. August 5th, 1887. I can't work in the basement anymore. Those wretched sculptures, I feel them stalking me in the darkness. I know it's not possible, but I can hear the crunches, the flapping wings, stone grinding on stone. They're frozen... They're frozen paroxysms. With what diabolical art were the gestures conceived? An eternal movement, a tension, an impossible struggle to get back to the life they never had. I might place them outdoors, in the greenhouse, and let the mold devour them, and the wasps make nests of their hollow hearts. That's a pretty meaty hook, not gonna lie. A camera tripod. Wow, man, thanks. Oh, we're in, like, a developing room. Pictures hanging from a cord. They look as if they were improperly developed. You can hardly distinguish anything. A basin with a copper drain. Is there a point, or is it just fun and interactive? A glass jar containing a yellow substance. The label reads cyanide. Yeah, no, I'll probably need that. The image of a couple wearing rat masks at a festival. It's a big book of home chemistry recipes. A few pages have been bookmarked, and some articles are underlined. 3149. Collodion for photography. Collodion is a vehicle by which photographic chemicals are united upon the surface of the glass and the sensitive coating produced. Many formulae are published for this article, to which great value is attached, some supposing that to its particular composition belong the principal causes of failure or success. This is only in a degree true. To develop a positive image. This is done by pouring upon the plate about 1 ounce of the vitriol spirit solution, and only then adding 5 or 6 drops of the cyanide acid. Then, the plate must be thoroughly washed in water to remove any excess of the chemicals. They would almost require the causes of failure. They would almost require a chapter by themselves. A long experience convinces us that 9 out of every 10 failures occur from a want of care, the presence of dirt, negligence. One cannot be over nice, careful, or cleanly. The best results always rewarding the most painstaking. If a mistake is made in the order specified in the formula, quickly flow clean water over the plaque and start again. I'm gonna have to develop pictures at some point. An instrument whose workings are beyond my knowledge. I mean, honestly, he seems to, like, literally know everything, so I'm pretty excited that we finally found something that Devitt just isn't immediately familiar with. A bust with his face turned around. And I can't turn it the right way. It's a letter. Oh my lord. Letters. Dear Alexander, I have excellent news. A contact from the university has given me access to a 12th century alchemical tome containing an amazing formulary. There is no doubt that, sometimes, more contemplation takes the mind to places that, otherwise, it would never have visited. Leafing through the grimoire and marveling at the exquisite illumination of its pages, I have been struck by a sudden epiphany, a radical but elegant method that I have decided to try. Forgive me for not providing any information about the method itself. As soon as I get definite results, I will write to you immediately. I believe fortune has truly smiled upon us today. Vedete nequi siat, June 8th, 1887. This seems an invoice. May this document serve as a record of the payment made corresponding to the following work: the cuckoo clock. Mechanism has been modified to give the strokes exclusively at 6:15 in the afternoon. In addition, a special device and switch has been added to synchronize all the clocks in the house. The shelf is lined with strange and complex books. Some titles include The Movements of Shadows, Preserving the Mind, and Lessons Beyond Nature. Who are you? A picture of an angel with a gentle face. I wonder if I can use my hook to adjust the time. Oh, I get you. We're gonna have to go find the mechanism that can be used to tune all the clocks in the house. Alrighty. But we'll worry about finding that next time, because that's gonna be it for today. And I hope to see you folks again next time. But until then, bye-bye, YouTube Space.